Hey you guys, it's me Jess and I'm back with another video, and I am on my way to Kroger real quick. As you can see, I'm in my workout clothes because I need to run to Kroger and grab a few things, and then once I leave there, my plan is to go to the park to do my 5-mile walk, even though I am a little tired, but I'm gonna do it. But anyway, guys, the reason I'm making this video is because when it's just about just some things I've been noticing while on this keto journey. So, you guys, I love being keto. This is one of the only things that I've ever done, the only diets I've ever done that I can see it really works and it's sustainable and that I feel that I could do for the rest of my life for me, okay? Even if I didn't do 100% keto, but I know definitely I have no problem doing a low carb diet. And like I said, everybody's body's different. I see a lot of people talking about they don't think that keto is sustainable. It's really not long term. And that's really not true. And that's the reason why you have to be very careful with social media when you're taking advice from people and listening to other people's feedback on certain things. I mean, you have to even be careful listening to me because all I'm doing is talking about my experiences. You really, at the end of the day, have to try things for yourself, because I see a lot of people who will watch these videos and get discouraged by what somebody else is saying without even trying it for themselves. Like, oh, I don't want to try keto. Everybody says that you get keto flu. Oh, your hair's going to fall out. Oh, you're going to get these health issues. Before you even try and do your own research, I know that I personally found out about keto a long time ago. I want to say probably about almost 10 years ago. And I didn't do it because I had a friend whose mom did it, and even though she lost a bunch of weight, she supposedly lost all her hair. Not all of her hair, but she lost a good amount of hair, right? And who's to say that would have happened to me? Who's to say that she didn't have some other underlying health issue that might have caused that, and then they just decided to blame keto since that just happened to be what she was doing at the time. You get what I'm saying? So I'm just telling you guys, really don't be discouraged. If it's working for you guys, just go on ahead and keep doing it, because people are gonna just deflect and tell you what they think and what they've experienced or what somebody else experienced, but it doesn't mean that it's really going to apply to you. And also, you have people that they're the ones that are weak-minded and don't have any discipline, or self-control. So, of course, they can't imagine their lives without a whole bunch of carbs, because when you say it's not sustainable and you're not going to stick to it, maybe you're the one with the sugar and carb addiction and you can't stick to it, but don't try to put that on me like I'm gonna have the same issue. You get what I'm saying? Because since I've been doing this, I told you, it's turned off the food noise completely. Okay, I don't even have a desire to try certain things. It's just not appealing anymore. Okay, like for instance, during our staff meeting today, they had chips, cookies, and cupcakes. And guess what? I didn't eat any of it. The cookies, I think, how they have those cookies and cupcakes with all that frosting from the bakery? It wasn't even appealing to me. All I saw, when I looked at that, was going to be ridiculously sweet food. And here's the thing, even though I do have a sweet tooth, but I don't really care for food that's unusually sweet. That's the thing. I like a nice, subtle sweetness, but it doesn't have to be something that's just ridiculously sweet, like they put pounds of sugar in it. You get what I'm saying? So when I see those cookies, and I'm not gonna lie, I've never, even when before I did this diet and I was eating a bunch of bullshit, I never found baked goods at the bakery appealing anyway. You know what I'm saying? Even before, you would have never caught me, even though, yes, I wasn't making the best decisions, obviously, because I was overweight, and still am, I'm still on my journey, but I never had the desire to be like, oh, I'm going to get a cake from Kroger, I'm going to get the donuts, I'm going to get, this, that, the only thing that I've gotten from bakeries, and even if I do get something from a bakery, I'm very particular with which market I would get that from. When I was a diehard vegan, I did all of my grocery shopping exclusively at Sprouts at one point in my life. That's where I went for my groceries every single week. Sprouts. And Sprouts actually does have a really, really good bakery. And I would always get their apple pie and stuff. I would do that, And Publix, I think, is a good place. But even still, I never was oh, I just need to have a whole cake just sitting on the table. If anything, I used to make my own cakes, actually. So I mean, it's still, but I would make my own cake so I could try to at least somewhat control the amount of sugar. But yeah, there were just 2 points I wanted to go through in this video that had just been on my mind, and that was the first one. Just do what you feel is best. If it's working for you, then who gives a shit what anybody else has to say? I've met so many people who were like, there was this person on my job talking about, oh, I did keto and I lost 100 pounds, but yeah, I'm not giving up bread, so I had to stop doing it. And because there were 2 people on my job that were actually telling me how good I looked and how they could tell I've lost a lot of weight and asking me for my advice. And then this lady decided to jump in. Nobody was even talking to her, first of all, and decided to start giving her take on keto. And mind you, this is a very extremely overweight woman, okay? So even though she lost 100 pounds, I mean, now, yeah, from what I saw, she was much bigger before, but, she's still a severely obese person. So, and that's the only thing. See, when you get to that point, even if you do lose a significant amount of weight, you still can't really tell like that because you're still really big, But anyway, long story short, she was like, she didn't stay with keto because she's like, oh, I'm not going to be giving up bread and this, that, and the third. And, oh, I can show y'all how to lose weight, and you can still eat bread and carbs and all that stuff. And I'm just like, first of all, they wasn't really talking to you. And number 2, why are you encouraging that? Okay, you obviously are very weak and don't have any self-control, and that's why you didn't stick with keto. Yeah, you lost 100 pounds and you could have kept going. You could have been mad slim. But you and see, that's the thing. I don't even think she did keto 100% because she wouldn't even give a damn about bread. Like most of the people I be watching on YouTube, they're doing keto. Like I be watching Go Keto with Casey and Low Carb Journey. They actually are over it. Like when I watched Go Keto with Casey, she was like, I could care less about those carbs, and it's true. Like there was a time I couldn't even imagine cooking dinner without some rice on the side, like steaming some brown rice at a minimum. You get what I'm saying? Or, oh yeah, I need to have, some scrambled eggs. Now, I need to have a slice of, sourdough bread. I need to do that. I never thought of a day where I could eat and those things were not a part of my meal and not really care. I'm not a pasta person. I never really was, but it wasn't. But I'm not. If I would eat it if it was there or available. Like I know at my job they love, if they're gonna serve lunch and dinner for some reason, they love ordering food from the Olive Garden. And even though I wasn't a big pasta person, I would still have it. But now you best believe I would never eat any of that stuff. Like I am very content without having any of those things in my life. I just don't care about it, and because keto, there's so many delicious meals that you can have on keto, and I'm so satisfied and satiated. I'm just thinking like, hey, I'm so satisfied by eating this baked chicken and these green beans. Why the hell do I need rice on the side with it? Why do I need some roasted potatoes? So like today that's exactly what I had. I had 2 pieces of baked chicken with garlic sauteed green beans, and I put a little bit of the G. Hughes sugar-free barbecue sauce, which is one of my favorites. I also did buy the Sweet Baby Ray's sugar-free barbecue sauce. I haven't opened it yet because I'm going to finish what I already have. I might open that next when the G. Hughes is finished. But and G. Hughes is not expensive at all. We're talking about like a lot of times I be seeing on sale at Publix for like $2.99, and you're winning because a lot of their other barbecue sauces, you still would pay $3 when it's buy one get one free, so that you really are winning. But yeah, that's all I had, and I was good. And also, this journey has really taught me to pay attention to how foods make me feel. And one thing I've noticed with a lot of people today, because America has the highest obesity rate across the board, like around all over the world. And of course, forget the black community. Like African American women, black women are 100% obesity rate. So we really gotta stop playing anyway. But what was I finna say? What was I gonna say, you guys? I almost forgot. I can't remember. I can't remember what I was going to say. But yeah, I was basically talking about the fact that that a lot of the foods that I was saying that now I remember. This has actually taught me how to pay attention to how foods make me feel, because what I was going to say is that I notice, especially when I watch videos on Instagram and Facebook of all these fake online chefs and these people who are making all these different foods with all these high carb, high sugar foods. A lot of them, and especially people in the comments, well, let's talk about the people in the comments. A lot of people in the comments will admit that a lot of these foods make their stomach hurt and make them want to go to the bathroom and make them feel bloated and gassy and terrible, but I'm still going to eat it. I see people do it all the time. I'll see people make a baked macaroni and cheese video with like 10,000 bags of cheese and sour cream and this and that and all this bullshit, half and half, heavy cream, just these really heavy, fatty dinners, and all this pasta and everything, and oh yeah, I know my stomach is gonna hurt, I know I'm gonna feel bad, but I'm still gonna eat it. Making cakes with like so much sugar, like that girl, what's her name, the one cooking with Kimmy or whatever. I cannot stand her food. Her food is just terrible. But I've seen her make cakes where she's just putting like tons and tons of sugar. And I mean, these people know that this food is going to make them feel terrible. They know the result. They know the consequences. They're going to feel like shit. They're going to gain weight. They're going to be bloated. They're going to be gassy. They're going to be constipated, all of that. And they still continue to eat it. And that's one of the things I like about keto. Because I'm like, wait a minute, I'm eating this and I'm feeling good. I don't feel bloated. I don't feel gassy. I don't feel tired. My stomach isn't hurting. Let me keep eating this. I pay a very close attention to what I eat. Before, when I used to eat a lot of rice and beans and all these different vegetables, the coniferous vegetables or whatever, my stomach used to feel so terrible. Okay, and now when I eat the way I do, I can eat chicken, veggies, salad, whatever. And I feel great after the fact. I just feel normal. I feel regular. You get what I'm saying? And that's what we need to get to the bottom of. What we need to realize, and you need to love that feeling of feeling so good after eating that you're not going to have any desire to want to eat things that you know are going to make you feel crappy. You're going to be looking down on that, okay? And that's basically where I'm at. The last thing I want to talk about real quick before I get off of this line is the fact that you have to be very, very careful of keto treats and any kind of keto processed foods, okay, you guys? If you just have to have a keto treat, your best bet is to make it yourself, okay? And that's why and I'm gonna record a video, because I keep forgetting. I'm gonna record myself making those strawberry keto muffins, because they're really, really delicious. But yeah, and it's so easy to make. I mean, and I'm telling you right now, if you want to get into keto baking, make sure that you have almond flour, coconut flour, and allulose flour on you at all times, and you can pretty much make whatever you want. And if you have some frozen berries, you don't have to have fresh. If you have frozen berries, you can make like the most delicious berry muffins. But yeah, I'm gonna make a video of me doing that. But anyhow, so yeah, you have to be that's the last thing I want to talk about before I get off of here. You have to be so careful of processed keto treats, okay? Because I told you, if you remember a few videos back, I had talked about the fact that I had gotten the Zevia soda, which is a keto-friendly soda. It's sugar-free. I think they use stevia, but stevia is not the only thing they use in Zevia. They also use erythritol, and I bought some over the summer, and when I tell you, it made my stomach feel horrible, right? So that's why I try to be so careful with foods that give me that bloated, backed up feeling, and I found out that erythritol does that. Anyway, long story short, just this past weekend, I was ordering some snacks on Amazon for Greg and my boyfriend, and I decided that I wanted one. And I just looked up on Amazon keto snacks just to see what would pop up. And guess what popped up? The Catalina Crunch. Now, I have seen Catalina Crunch many times at Publix. It's always buy one, get one free. The Catalina Crunch cereal and granola. But I never really had a desire for it because I think most of their products have nuts in it. And I'm not going to lie to you, I'm not really the biggest nut fan. It just depends on what it is. I like some nuts, but it just depends on how it's served. I like nuts when they're in a sweeter form, if I'm being honest. But if I can't get it like that, then I just don't need it. I really don't need to have nuts. But anyways, they had Catalina Crunch cookies. Catalina Crunch peanut butter cookies. They were like $5.99 for the box. It's a small pack. It's not really huge, so it doesn't really take long to finish. The calories, they were like, I think it was like a good amount of protein. I can't remember exactly how many grams, but I know it was only like 3 grams of sugar. It was keto friendly. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna give it a try. The carbs were very low because they do not use white flour when they bake it. They use keto friendly flours, and I didn't read the ingredients properly, but I just know after eating those cookies, I did not feel that wonderful. Like the next day, I could definitely feel a difference, and then yesterday I had like the last 4. Big mistake. So I've been feeling kind of crappy all day. Like my digestion has been just a mess today, and I was like, wow, I told Gemini, my AI assistant on Google for free, and she was like, when I told her what I ate, she basically said that the Catalina Crunch cookies were the culprit, and that they contain erythritol. And erythritol is a sugar alternative I try to stay away from. So that's one of the things I was saying. You gotta be careful. Cause I know some people just love keto treats. You have to be careful because, see, when I make my own keto treats at home, I use allulose, and allulose is a sugar alternative that really agrees with me. But when I use and stevia, I could do stevia, but I do prefer allulose. If you're gonna get into keto baking, allulose is the best one. It doesn't cause any kind of like stomach discomfort. And it's really, really good. And you don't really have to use a lot. Like, if I bake something, I can literally use like 3/4 cup, and that's just perfect. But anyhow, yeah, I've been noticing that my stomach has not been feeling that wonderful since I had the Catalina Crunch cookies. So they're done now, but now I have to kind of wait for it to kind of like go through my system. So I'm just telling y'all, I mean, everybody's body is different, but I just know for me, anytime I eat anything that has anything with erythritol, and you have to be, and that's the reason why I'm gonna stop buying keto cake mixes and brownie mixes. I went ahead and bought another brownie mix. I don't know why the hell I bought it, because I have cocoa powder, so I can make it myself. And I looked at the ingredients, and it's got erythritol, so I really don't think I'm gonna make it. But yeah, you have to be very careful. I don't even buy keto ice cream anymore, and it's not because I don't like it. Keto ice cream is so freaking delicious, but a lot of them use erythritol, and erythritol just like literally fucks my stomach up. And if you look online, a lot of people are basically saying the same thing. So yes, be very careful of processed keto treats. Really, when you're doing this diet, just try to do as much whole foods as possible. Cook all your food yourself. Bake your keto treats if you want. If you definitely have a sweet tooth, then you have to have some type of keto treat. Oh, you want to make a keto muffin or cookie or whatever. Just get allulose. You can actually get allulose for a really good deal on Amazon, if I'm being honest. But yeah, just do that, y'all. Do not, be very careful of erythritol. And I need to do some more research, but I don't think I've heard the most positive things. I've heard Dr. Ken Berry talk about erythritol. I don't think he had anything good to say. So yeah, be very careful. I know allulose definitely comes from a plant. That would be your best bet. But yeah. Alright, you guys. Well, anyway, let me run to the store and do what I have to do. Like I said, I want to go walk, but at the same time, I'm really not sure if I'm going to be honest, because I'm still not feeling 100% from the cookies. But yeah, lesson learned. I'm not even mad about it. It's just a lesson learned, because now I'm like, oh my God, I was feeling so good over the weekend, and I'm not really feeling that wonderful. But I do have my water here, which I do need to be drinking. So I need to be drinking more of this. That way I could kind of try to help like flush out my system. I just had a huge chicken salad that I made at home. So I know Gemini was saying that might help, because that's something that my body's used to digesting. So hopefully that will kind of push things along. But yeah, I'm just going to drink a lot of water. I'm pretty much done eating for the night. I'm just going to drink some more water. Just drink a lot of water for the rest of the night. Alright, you guys, well, anyway, let me go. I have some things to do. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.